of local government? Are we in a position to improve delivery of services to the people? Where are the gaps? What interventions are needed for us to make in order to improve the provision of services on the ground? And once that work is completed, we will have that special NEC meeting to sum up on that work and then give a clear way forward about the issues that are under review. The other matter that must be noted, the ANC Youth League is commemorating its 80th anniversary on the 10th of September. It also intends, as they have announced, to undertake a march to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange to raise issues about what they believe should be corporate South Africa's participation on economic recovery and economic growth. And this is a follow-up march on a previous march that they had, and they had raised issues with the JSE. It will include following up, therefore, on the extent to which the stock exchange and the companies that are listed there have taken into account the concerns of young people about what the future of South Africa ought to look like from an investment and economic development point of view. Thank you very much. That is where we are. News 24, you must accept that the decisions will be communicated in due course where they arise. Thank you. Any question? Yes, News 24.
My question is about the visit that Mr. Duma in KZN. He went to apologize, I understand, for the incident, the mic incident. Are you conceding that his behavior during the time, and also just the fractured relationship between the PC and the royal household, might have resulted in the loss of the election? Obviously MK as well, a factor, but are you considering that it's one of the reasons that the party lost its majority in KZN?
The loss of elections at KwaZulu-Natal was due to a myriad of issues. It might include that. But our point of interest is not so much elections now, but about ensuring that there is mutual respect and cooperation between major political institutions in the province. The reason the provincial chairperson went now is to then also discount the fact that he would be going there in the interest of electoral outcomes. He went there to talk to the king, to demonstrate the recognition that the incident was unfortunate, regardless of what the feelings are, but the incident was unfortunate, and it's important for us to demonstrate that sort of remorse to the king. And that went very well, because the king then also spoke with Comrade Duma and shared a whole range of views, including about economic development matters and how he thinks governance can be improved in KwaZulu-Natal, and how the king believes political leadership can cooperate and work together in the interest of the people. So we've moved beyond the electoral loss issue now, but we're trying to build a sustainable environment of political cooperation in a manner that does not drag the province backward to an experience that it used to have in the early period of the 90s.
I have a follow-up.
Okay.
Do you think that's going to be enough, though, to do what you want to do in KZN?
No, it's not a once-off thing. To build a relationship of mutual respect, you don't do it once-off. But that gesture was very important. It was important that the provincial chairperson speaks directly to the king and understands the king's position on a whole range of issues. And then from there onwards, there will be sustained conversations, including with the traditional Prime Minister, Mr. Buthelezi, because he was also the other party that was affected in that incident. So it will be work that continues. It won't be surprised if the Secretary General some other day also goes to talk to the king, or to even talk to the traditional Prime Minister. It's not so much about going once and saying, I've signed the register, I'm done. Is to be invested in improving the quality of the relationship that you have with other political parties in that space, but also with the king as an important leader on that front.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you didn't ask about.
I actually want to.
What do you want to ask about?
I don't know the kids want to return.
Okay.
I do want, Zulu, can you please take us into your confidence about what the ANC's view is on what happened yesterday in Parliament with the Justice Minister appearing in the Justice Committee?
Mm-hmm.
She explained herself, she gave her side of the story, but I'm very interested to hear about a because a lot of people in the House said they're not really buying
Mhm.
information. Where is the ANC in terms of what she said, and are able to say, but has she appeared before the Integrity Commission, and just your view on her explanation?
No, so remember we had indicated before that it will be a three-step process. She had written to the president, but the president unfortunately was in China in this period. The portfolio committee had called her. She had also written to the Secretary General. So understanding was she will appear before the portfolio committee. She must go explain herself to the president, and she must still come back to the Integrity Commission. And then she must still make up her mind about what does all of this mean for her in light of the cross-examination that she will be getting across all fronts. She did the portfolio committee yesterday. She will still have to answer questions to the president. The president is not just going to listen and say, oh, she's spoken. He will have to interrogate her explanation. When she goes to the Integrity Commission, same process. The elders are going to interrogate her explanation, and then at that point, she has to make up her mind about what course of action she goes to. And the ANC, of course, once it gets that formal explanation, also will make up its mind about what is the best course of action. Yeah. Okay, one last one.
The former president, Thabo Mbeki, was speaking at Unisa, and he said that anyone who waits to be charged before stepping aside is not an ANC member in heart. What's your response to that?
The former president has been making this point for more than 3 or 4 years. It's a point that the ANC understands that the president holds strongly to. And there's merit to the argument. There's nothing wrong with what the former president is saying, that the step aside in the disciplinary processes are a threshold. You might choose to set it higher for yourself or to stick to the letter of it. If people feel that what they are being asked about in public is of such gravity that it affects the integrity of the party and they weigh the options, it is up to them to decide to step aside without even waiting for anything. But if they feel that it's best for them to first explain themselves to the party and out of that process step aside, it's still valid. So the views of President Thabo Mbeki are well known, and they are quite substantively valid arguments as well, that's an option that is available to all of us when we find ourselves being asked about KWAZULU in KZN. When he had a similar problem, he voluntarily stepped aside, sorted out his issues, and once that was done, he came back to participate in the ANC's electoral process. So there is an example of such an approach to the issue of integrity, and it works. Thank you very much. See you on Monday after the NWC visit to Gauteng.
You will.
Thank you.